There was an article in Friday's issue of The Hollywood Reporter about Warner Brothers Discovery and its DC Comics franchise, but it was in that article that they had an interesting paragraph. Now, this is very premature, but if it were to happen, it could have a very big impact on the pro wrestling world. Now, remember, they're looking to cut. Warner Brothers Discovery is looking to cut as much as $5 billion. Okay, they've been making, the bloodletting there has been unbelievable. Since the Discovery CEO took over as the head guy there, they're just cutting left and right. Which is why we're seeing so many TV shows and movies get canceled. The story says, given the company's daunting challenges, it has become accepted wisdom at the highest levels of the industry that another deal waits in the wings for Warner Brothers Discovery. For reasons related to the complicated structure of that merger, no negotiations can happen until April of 2024. But at that point, many industry observers believe that Comcast's Brian Roberts will make a long-awaited move looking to combine NBCUniversal and Warner Brothers Discovery. And that such a deal, it says, would also face antitrust issues, but it would also give them a viable streaming service because, as one executive put it, obviously, Peacock sucks. Many top industry executives are so convinced a deal will happen that some are pre-mourning an event that may never happen. People feel like it's Comcast for sure, says the head of one company. It's going to be so depressing to lose another major studio. That is after Disney bought Fox. How many mergers can one company have? Now, this is all theoretical, of course, but trying to figure out what this could mean for pro wrestling right now is impossible. I don't see how having both major pro wrestling companies in this country under the same corporate umbrella is a good thing. I don't see that as a positive. What it would mean for each company individually, we just don't know. We don't know. We don't even know when they negotiate their next TV deal if AEW will stay with Warner Brothers Discovery or go somewhere else. The relationship they have with them right now looks to be really positive, but they're cutting costs left and right. And just because things are positive now doesn't mean they won't be in 6 months. It also doesn't mean that somebody doesn't swoop in and say, hey, we want AEW. And Tony Khan says, man, I got to go with them. They're offering me more money. So anything's possible. Maybe they're not even with Warner Discovery anymore in 2024. WWE will very likely still be with NBCUniversal. I don't see any reason for them not to be. But it's just, right now, it is impossible to know. But imagine WWE re-upping with NBCUniversal, and Tony Khan gets a sweet deal to stay right where he is, and they all end up part of one big dysfunctional corporate family. I can't wait for all elite wrestling entertainment. We've got Excalibur and Corey Graves calling Dynamite, while Jim Ross and Pat McAfee call Monday Night Raw. JR complains about Raw being 3 hours and telling us every week it's a good thing I'm wearing darks. I'm wearing dark pants. And then every time he pisses himself during the show, McAfee jumps up on the announce desk and yells, Boomer Sooner! I can't wait. A report from Fightful Select says that AEW is bringing its Revolution pay-per-view next year to the famous Cow Palace in San Francisco for the very first time. That is the same Cow Palace where Eddie Guerrero beat Brock Lesnar at No Way Out to win the WWE Championship. Sting pinned Hollywood Hogan in that building at Super Brawl to win the WCW title. Only a few years ago, Kenny Omega beat Cody to retain the IWGP Championship. So a lot of history in that building.